Good morning, all you beautiful trans people in my phone. Welcome to Trans in the AM. I'm your host, Aaron Green. Let's dig into yesterday's news. First up, Texas is challenging trans rights again in the third special legislative session. Legislators are considering banning trans students from playing on sports teams that align with their gender identity. Texas lawmakers have introduced over 40 anti-trans bills this year. At least 30 states have introduced similar bills on trans student athletes, and so far, 8 states have passed laws or signed executive orders to accomplish this. There's no evidence that trans athletes disproportionately dominate sports when playing on teams that correspond to their gender identity, and no evidence that they have any advantage at all. Advocates say these bills only serve to tarnish the mental health and safety of trans students. This will be a long and difficult fight for trans rights, but I'm confident that a brighter world is around the corner. Up next, the International Olympic Committee is delaying ratifying their transgender guidelines again until 2022. Currently, the committee says trans women should be allowed to compete in the women's category if they reduce their testosterone for 12 months leading up to the event. Dr. Richard Budgett, the Science and Medical Director for the IOC, states that there will be a framework which international federations will determine specific rules for. He goes on to say, quote, "The particular changes from 2015 are the emphasis on the priority of inclusion and on the avoidance of harm, but bearing in mind the importance of fair and meaningful competition." The framework is expected to be published in a few months' time, at the latest, shortly after the Beijing Olympic Winter Games. Of course, there's no mention of trans men anywhere in this discourse. To wrap up the morning, authorities in Thailand have arrested a trans celebrity wanted in Malaysia for insulting Islam. Nur Sajat, a cosmetics entrepreneur, is wanted in Malaysia for, quote, dressing as a woman at a mosque. Rights groups are calling to block extradition requests over fears of persecution in the Muslim-majority country. She was charged in January for violating Sharia laws and insulting Islam, punishable by up to 3 years in prison. She revealed on Instagram, months before her arrest, that she had been targeted by transphobic people and received death threats after she announced her intention to leave her faith. Thailand is legally bound to not extradite anyone who might face persecution, according to Sanai Fasuk, a senior Thailand researcher at Human Rights Watch. Hoping for the best for her. Anyway, that will wrap up our show this morning. Thank you all so much for coming out to support Trans in the AM. If you like the show, please leave a comment and a like to help support the channel. And as always, take care and stay unique.